something fails.
70% of the traders fail, which is
Wow.
not, it's different from the statistic 90%, right? That we
Yeah.
always hear about. But this is straight up from hedge funds documents, like multiple, and within the
I
book,
think
they
we came
talk about it.
across that, dude. Who was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
guess that's more accurate now. And
Yeah.
that brought my question, has trading gotten easier?
Welcome to the Edge Up podcast with your hosts Reed and Glenn from Hawaii Trading Academy.
And so the way I was thinking about it in a technological spans, yes, and there's so many more tools available and mentors and teachers who are able or easy to share their story now thanks to social media. But the trading game itself, like, to get into trading is one thing, to find the education is one thing, to do it and become profitable and exceed that, plus 10% profitable traders, I think it takes a lot more. I don't think that statistic's going to change. I think that was my bottom line with the whole.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it goes back to like that's a stat, and I feel like entrepreneurship or when people start their own businesses, they say
Oh yeah.
um like 90% fail the first year and then 50% fail after 5 years. So that thing just keeps getting smaller and smaller, and essentially it should be very close in correlation because traders, they're essentially starting their own business, right? They're stepping into them entrepreneurship or that business mind, and their trading is their business. Yeah, I see that number higher than 70%. I think they're probably cushioning it.
I think so too, man.
Yeah, yeah. But does it get easier? Yes and no. Because as you progress, you're not if you stick it out in trading, say you get past year 3, you're gonna find things that in related that you're doing with trading easier. You can see chart patterns easier. You know how to navigate the tools quicker. You can go through your watch list, right? You have a set routine. But the thing that gets harder is really like knowing yourself and your decision making in that time frame in year 2, and knowing that it could change the next week or the next year, and then figuring out how to keep your mind at the top level for that next phase or market environment.
And it's day in and day out. You can't just be like, I'm gonna turn it on, today and then turn it off tomorrow, or ease off the gas or something. I
Yeah,
always think like your competitors out there trying to outdo you. So like,
100%.
I mean, that's trading, and trading is a dog eat dog world. At the end of it all, it's because it's like, hey, if I press buy and you press sell, Glenn, on this exact same position, and it does drop, I'm the one giving you my money. Like, so I think that's how it looks. And then another thing, dude, you reminded me of is like how all doctors, right? I think statistically, it takes a doctor to get 10 years a doctorate, right?
Mm.
And so um and trading is no different. People like expect to come into this field and expect to do great things right off year 2, year 3, right? Certain aspects of trading does get easier. Then there's analysis paralysis too, where you're overthinking things, and then you have to reel back your own mind. I think it's a constant letting things go and reeling it back in.
Or constant like adapting to,
Yeah, that's a
um,
probably better better phrase for it, is
it's
adapting to like
adapting.
current market.
Well, yeah, adapting to the current market, right? You never know what the market's gonna do. You don't know what the economy is gonna do. And then also you're adapting to your life, and things will happen, family and personal stuff will happen. So the career changes. That's the thing too. It's like you're kind of you're balancing, right? You're balancing. You want to put in the screen time, you want to do this and that, get better, but also you got to take care of real life. And it's just that constant thing. I think the people who do stick it out, they do experience the growth, the maturity, the experience, the losses, of course, it's gonna come. It happens, you know. But in the end, like if you do stick it out, the reward is the thing. Like aside from seeing your P&L, like, right? But seeing the reward of your growth, reward of your discipline, decision making, whatnot, keeping your trading alive, that should be the ultimate reward, your story, you know?
It's like our trading is a mirror of our real life. Like the more confident, more disciplined, more kept I am with my journaling and data and everything, I feel like life goes a little bit smoother, on the external side, or I'm able to handle things a lot smoother.
And being mindful of that, that like there's a direct correlation with real life and our trading, so yeah, like you'll see it if we're shitty at trading, what's happening in our life. you know
That's true.
and maybe
I
it's
guess,
just
I
take a
guess
break,
there's the
maybe just take a
outliers,
break.
right? Doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily mean that's
yeah,
fact, but
yeah, that's true.
I
You can
get
have
I
a
get what you're saying.
yeah, yeah.
In the end, I think trading, the bar to enter is a lot lower. It's a lot easier. I think nowadays, like my Wanda, I only had $100 in it, when I was first starting. So it's easy to get in and to start trading. There's
Hmm.
as for as many people on earth, there are trading strategies as well. Everyone's different. Bringing it back here is that it has gotten easier to get into trading
Yeah.
and to do the trading thanks to technology and everything. And with social media now, everyone, like my son, he's in high school, he's talking about trading now. And this is stuff that we didn't hear. Trading was a boring thing to talk about back in the day. Now it's like, oh man, it's exciting, it's the next hot thing. But I think one thing that won't change, man, is the statistics. In fact, the statistics might even get worse, is like how like so many companies have failing traders, especially with the whole funding companies. Now they actually disclose that information on how many traders blew up certain accounts during NFP or like special news announcements. So yeah, trading is easier. I mean, especially with all these, like, coming from where we're coming at, right? It's the perfect time to get into trading because I feel like it won't take you as long. It won't take as long as how long it got you and I, with funding firms, with the education out there. It's only making better traders in my mind. That's my opinion. But I still think that there's that statistic, dude, is that statistic's not going to go away. About,
It's not gonna go away.
between 70 to 90% of traders fail. That's the one I'm talking about.
And I think
Trading's not easy.
I think it's gonna remain.
Trading is not easy. To
Trading is
get
not easy.
into trading is
Yeah.
easy.
I think it's gonna remain because, that just shows that 30% of those people do develop that mental toughness, do develop the grit, the commitment, the dedication, the long hours, the long nights, they put in the work. Not everyone has it. Like, yeah, like you said, it's easier to get into it. You got these courses, videos, YouTube, books. It's easier to get into it, but people will eventually fall off. Just going back to like people trying to get in better shape, right? We hear that all the time. We're gonna hear it a lot in like 3 months. you
New
know?
year, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But why is the I think the obesity rates going up and all that is in America at least, because I think it's the people having to develop new patterns, change their lifestyle, make those choices, that those decisions, those things all are related to our psychological make, our personal sense development, and the like I think until we change those things, then that stat can improve, that failing stat.
I agree. Coming back to the whole doctor and the failing statistic too. You know, it doesn't matter. You ever heard that the malpractice is like, the quote goes, it could take you, 10 to 15 years extra, but at the end you still become a doctor. You still have that doctor, right? And I think it's kind of it doesn't have to take you that long, but in trading it's the same way, right? Don't compare your day one to someone's last chapter, right? So I think that's something to consider too, about like, is it easier or not? Some people are going to have easier journeys, some people are just not, just because their upbringing,
Yeah.
their life that they have to overcome, their lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think we could rephrase the saying, it's easier to get into trading, but it's harder to stay trading.
there you go. I like that. I like that. That's the tagline right there, man.
There you go. Yeah, it's harder to stay trading after years and years of doing it. The ups and downs of different market conditions, a lot of people eventually get out, even professionals that get out and do something else, retire, pass the
It's a
baton to.
stressful environment, because you think about it, you made me just think, like, yeah, there are hedge fund owners who were like, I'm hanging it up, I don't want to trade anymore, I'm just gonna let it sit into like a high yielding account and be done with trading. I don't ever want to trade it for other people again. You know what I
Or,
mean?
or you hear retired hedge fund managers hiring other hedge fund managers.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, that goes to show you don't have to trade for life. I
no,
think a lot of us, especially like me, I speak for myself. I got in there. I wanted to trade. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to look at the screens day in, day out, day and night, no breaks. But I realized there has to be that balance.
gotta have that balance to, of course, take care of ourselves, take care of our family, mentally, health, physically. Yeah, so yeah, like it's easy to get in, but it's hard to stay in, plain and
Oh,
simple. And I,
yeah,
and
I'll
I
hang it
think
up.
I think I want to like really bring that home, because I'm kicking a dead horse, right? Like, we got to reiterate, it takes time, it takes work, it takes effort, it takes even sacrifice to continue this journey. But if you're committed, the journey is going to pay off. It will pay off. And you can succeed. That's one of the like best things out there still yet. There's real estate investors, there's the market, traders. You got the angel, they got the investors, or the like the Buffetts, or the angel investors, the VC venture capitalists, or you got the business owner who's just like Mr. Bezos. So those four things out there, those four vehicles out there, still can make dreams come true. I feel, to this day.
The American dream, baby.
American dream.
Freedom.
Whether you're looking to improve your trading mindset and growth, we'll provide you with the tools, tips, and inspiration you need to make your next breakthrough. So tune in and let's edge up together.